Turn up.
Good times, good times. There's gonna be good times, good times. I know there's gonna be good times.
Turn up a little more, Shybo. Got Allison in the bitch with me.
All right, everybody, we are live, episode 5 of the Odd Bucks podcast. I'm your host, RA1, Ryan, here with Riley, Jordan, and Pat. We've been off for a little bit, had a couple hiccups in the road, but we are back. 2 episodes will be dropping this week. I have a Super Bowl special dropping on Sunday. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, Odd Bucks Pod, which is at the bottom of the screen right now, is our official website where you have updates with all of our videos, Apple Podcasts, blogs, and then the merch will be on there coming soon. Please also subscribe to our social media channels, our Instagram and our TikTok. But with that being said, let's hop into this episode. Thursday, February 10th is when the NBA trade deadline is. It's been a little bit of a crazy NBA season. Wanted to focus on 2 teams, which these 2 teams were the favorites to make the NBA Finals this year, and both have had. One team actually started off very well and has been struggling since then, and the other team has been struggling all year. But we'll focus first on the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously signed Russell Westbrook this offseason. Is the highest paid player on the team, makes $44 million a year. And let's just say it hasn't been playing worth $44 million. Let's just go through. Russell Westbrook is actually the only Laker in the big 3 that has played every single game this year, averaging 34, almost 35 minutes a game, 18.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, 7.7 assists, shooting 43.7% from the field, and he's shooting 30% from 3. Pretty consistent with his entire career averages. But it's a different spotlight in LA. So what do you guys think is going to happen, if anything, with the Lakers, or what would you suggest, or with the whole Russell Westbrook dynamic?
What they need to do is make that call to Damian Lillard like he wants. Go get that boy.
Man, Damian Lillard is going to be like Brad Beal. Them boys is never leaving.
No. He just said he wants to call.
Just because he wants to call don't mean the call going to be made.
Oh, if I'm LeBron, I'm making the damn call.
Russell Westbrook has struggled. Now we're flipping the brick. We're flipping the rock. We're about to see a whole new Russell Westbrook. Anthony Davis said in his post-game interview, he was like, man, me and LB told him to get out of his head and actually start playing, start shooting, start doing what he does. That's the awakening call he needed. Russell Westbrook is going to go off. He's going to silence all the haters because everybody hates on that. Averaging 18 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Like, what else do you want from him? You know what I mean?
I mean, he just got
I want a lot
in
more.
overtime.
He was
he had a bad game. Steph Curry has been on a spell of bad games.
Steph Curry doesn't go 1 for 10 for 5 points.
Steph Curry. Okay, let me read.
And Steph Curry doesn't hit the side of the backboard, not even touching the box.
Let me read you
Steph Curry doesn't get booed by his own fans.
Can I read you Steph Curry's stats this year?
Go ahead.
Okay. 25.9 points, 38% from the three point, 42% field goal, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. Russell Westbrook's stats are 10 times better than those.
No, they're not.
10 times better.
He's averaging 7 or 8 less.
Okay, but from the
he's
field goal
averaging 2 more assists and 2 more rebounds. That's
my question is, why does Steph Curry not get the same amount of hate as Russell Westbrook does?
Because Steph Curry's a dog.
He's averaging almost 26 points a game. That's not
but
easy.
He's the only. Yeah, but Steph Curry's the number 1 scorer on that team.
Percentage. You said
Yeah,
what?
He shoots
way more.
Yeah, he shoots way more because he is the scorer of that team.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Russell
but
Westbrook doesn't take that many shots, and he's a bum.
6
I
for
mean,
16,
would-
4 for 13, 1 for 13, 2 for 10, 3 for 10, 0 for 0, 4 for 7. Like, come on. You guys are
Yeah, I
giving
mean,
Steph Curry a break.
I
He
agree
is
with Jordan
playing
on
just as
that one.
bad as
That
Russell Westbrook.
I agree with Jordan on that one. That Steph Curry doesn't get enough scrutiny when he should. When he plays like that, because he does go in some crazy slumps every single year. He goes in some crazy type of slump, and if you think about it, Steph Curry just won his first Christmas Day game this year. He is the only one that he's never won a Finals MVP. He doesn't show up very much. I mean,
What does winning a Christmas game have to do with anything?
I'm just saying when he's on the big stage, Steph Curry is not always showing up on the big stage.
No, he isn't.
So now we're
And
talking
this is
about
what I'm talking about. Like,
You
when
want to
you
hear
guys are
something
like,
crazy?
what?
Steph Curry has his plus minus this year is plus 486. Russell Westbrook is minus 107. He sucks.
Yeah, give me
He's
just
causing
One
his
team
team
is the
100.
one team is the number one seed in their league in the West, and the other one's the ninth seed. Yeah, obviously if they're winning, it's plus minus is going to be better. But that's beside the point. It's not a Steph Curry Russell Westbrook debate.
It's not. But I'm just saying that.
What do they is there nothing they can do with them? Are you in favor of them going after John Wall? Are you like
No, I think you keep Russell Westbrook. He is he's a valuable person on the team. He makes the team better. He has bad games. I will say
A
that.
lot of them. A lot.
A lot of them.
Quite a bit.
I think Anthony Davis put it in his head that he needs to be the player that he thinks he is. I think Russell Westbrook flips a stone. I want to hear from Riley because Ryan and Riley know NBA basketball more than
This
me and
is
Patrick
the
do.
play. This is the player Russell Westbrook is. He can't win on a team. We talked about this last week.
But the thing about Russell Westbrook is when he goes to a new team, every single year he makes them better. If you look at his past record, when he went to Houston, he made them better. When he went to Washington, he made them better. Like if you go down the line, he makes every team better.
Lakers are pretty good this year.
Rockets.
It's not just
He made the Rockets better.
What did they do the year before he was there? The same
They were
outcome
always
they did.
making it to the Western Conference Finals.
I'm just saying, man. He
They
makes
lost
every team
in
better.
the first round
I
to
fully
LeBron.
believe that. All right, Riley, let me hear what you have to say about Russell Westbrook and should the Lakers trade him?
I think they're shit out of luck. I don't think any team's gonna take him. I don't. What do you? Who's gonna? I don't want you. John Wall. The Lakers. You can't go in on John Wall. He hasn't done anything for the past. And I've heard that they tried to get Ben Simmons. I don't know why the hell they would want to get Ben Simmons.
LeBron's got to be around shooters.
I'll take Ben Simmons every day of the week. You wouldn't?
Oh, that's getting clipped. That's getting clipped and put on Instagram.
No, why?
As soon as you post it.
Why not?
Take Ben Simmons?
That's
Why-
awful.
why
That's
would
the
you not?
worst. That's the coldest take I've ever
Because
seen.
I'm
in my
not
entire
taking
life.
That's a
somebody
cold
that's
take.
6'10".
That's a cold.
As somebody
ass take.
6'10"
taking
point
someone
guard.
that's 6'10"
Hold on,
point
let me
guard.
say what I'm about to say. I'm not taking a 6'10" point guard that catches the ball in the paint with nobody around besides the other 6'3" point guard. He can dunk on him or just make a layup, and he chooses to pass the ball because he's too scared to shoot the ball.
Ben Simmons
Now,
is.
I don't want
averaging
he is a
14
great
points
player
a game.
everywhere else, but I don't want anybody that is too scared to shoot.
Terrible player.
He doesn't need to. That's the whole point. He doesn't need to shoot the ball.
He's awful.
So let's just put this in perspective. If you say straight up Russell Westbrook for Ben Simmons, you're saying no.
I would say no.
100% of the time, yes.
So let me argue that. So you have somebody that is the best defending point. He's a point guard. He's the best defending point guard in the NBA, which is something that the Lakers struggle with. Russell Westbrook plays.
6'10". Obviously, he's gonna be the best.
Yeah,
defending point
he's
guard.
good. Yeah. So
Fucking
so let me
huge.
finish my point. Russell Westbrook is the worst defending point guard in the NBA. He hasn't played defense, never played defense his whole career.
Who on the Lakers plays defense? LeBron?
Nobody.
Anthony
Why
Davis?
why would you not add somebody that plays defense? Anthony Davis, yes, he plays defense. Have you not watched him these last 5 games?
These past couple games he has, but nobody else on the Lakers.
Yeah, because that hunger's back.
They all play so lackadaisical.
He averaged if you take shooting out of the thing, he doesn't shoot the ball a lot. He still averaged 14 points a game last year, which is 4 less than what Russell's averaging. He shot 55% from the field, same 3-point percentage as Russell Westbrook, 30%, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. And he's 25.
He is a bum, certified. And he's a crybaby.
He don't have that.
He's
dog
so
in him.
dramatic, bro.
At least Russ got
with Russell
that
Westbrook,
dog.
you're getting the most athletic point guard in the NBA. I think we can all agree with that. You're getting a
Not
dog of a
today.
person.
John Moran is the most athletic point guard in the NBA today.
Have you heard what the 76ers say about how he act? Like, I don't want somebody that has a phone and is on their phone during practice because they don't want to be at the.
Yeah.
Obviously, he would want to be with LeBron, but I don't want somebody that acts like that just because they don't want to be where they're at. Like, nut up and play basketball. He's losing $30 million this year, probably more because he's not playing basketball.
He's not losing a dime.
Yes, he is.
No, he's
Are you-
not.
Okay, look how much money he's losing.
How is he losing money?
Ryan, I literally saw a tweet that he's literally losing money.
Yeah, but you're acting like they literally said they're his own coach and Joel Embiid after the game said, "Oh, Ben Simmons lost us this entire series." The whole offseason, they was going off on Ben Simmons, talking about Ben Simmons sucks, Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that. But then you want me back on the team?
He's missing $360,000 every game he don't play. He's up to $19 million.
Yeah, so what money is he not losing? And I don't want somebody that is, you say, I don't want Ben Simmons on the team.
I want Ben Simmons.
Just because they said, like, they're pointing blame. Yeah, he lost him that series. Shoot the ball. Dunk the ball.
But how is Russell Westbrook any better?
They're both ass. I just don't want either of them.
I mean, Ben Simmons, he's been what, the 3 All-Star? I don't.
Give me Rajon back. I want Rajon.
I wouldn't consider either of them.
Give me Rajon, Danny Green. Give me the
squad.
Give me Caruso.
Ray Allen.
Give me Caruso. That's who they need.
Ryan, Russell Westbrook is 100 times better option than Ben Simmons.
No, I wouldn't say 100 times.
How is he 100 times better if they are the same player and one is 6'10" and one is 6'4"?
Take athletic
So one's
ability
more athletic.
aside. Think about the mentality side.
Ben Simmons is more athletic than Russell Westbrook. Are you serious?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
6'10" and point guards is more.
No, he's not. He's not more.
I'm not
athletic.
talking about guarding. Throwing the ball down.
Not anymore. Not Russell Westbrook. This is not Russell Westbrook on the Thunder.
Russell Westbrook can still dunk like this. Obviously not like the magnitude that he was when he was that younger, but he can still throw down like a mother. It's like there's something wrong with him.
I
See,
guess
he
it's
can't.
the
Did you
I
not
know
see what
Russell
he did
Westbrook
on
does better than any other
Rudy
NBA
Gobert?
player.
What did you
When he
just say?
goes to the hoop, he has so many alleyways to pass the ball because everybody crashes on the hoop, and that's a fact.
So transitioning.
What do you think they do to LeBron James?
I said better than any point guard in the league.
So
he ain't finishing.
Wait. So transitioning this argument, you're gonna tell me that if you were the Lakers, you're not gonna take Ben Simmons for Russell Westbrook, but the Brooklyn Nets are considering taking
No, they're not.
Ben Simmons for. Yes, they are. Just came.
Want me to read it? Want me to read it?
Do you want me to read another report that came out and said
Okay.
if they add Seth Curry to that, they are very, very considering that trade.
What's
What?
today? The 7th. This is from yesterday at 4:00.
That's
Steve
yes,
Nash
when
made
Steve
it-
Nash. Yes, that's not today.
Okay, so they said today.
Said today, if they add Seth Curry into that conversation, so Seth Curry and Ben Simmons for James Harden, that the Nets would consider it. But just besides the point, they were still considering. It's still been a talk. Ben
And
Simmons
today
and
at
James Harden.
6:35 a.m. The Sixers plan to pursue Harden while the Nets have no intention of surrendering him.
You're really gonna make me go through every single one of my notifications and find this.
I'm on the trade deadline, and this is all today.
If the Nets trade James Harden for Ben Simmons and Seth Curry, idiots.
Why? James Harden's miserable.
Yeah, he don't
James
wanna
Harden for Ben Simmons is if you're
James
the
Harden
owner of the
doesn't
team,
wanna
are you
be
doing
there.
that?
Yeah, but James Harden might sit out. You might not get shit from James Harden for the rest of the year.
He's gonna play. He's a competitor at the end of the day.
They thought he was drunk in Game 7 because he didn't show
He
up.
wasn't drunk.
That bull.
So let's take now. So you have LeBron on the Lakers. So let's take James Harden out of the situation, put Ben Simmons there. So you're telling me the Nets wouldn't be more successful with Ben Simmons at point guard and spot up KD and Kyrie?
Yeah, probably.
So you're taking him over James Harden.
so
the
James
Lakers
Harden
need somebody
can't do
can
that?
Shoot.
James Harden can't spot up both of them, and he can't shoot.
He can, but I'm just saying they're
So I'm
considering
taking James
that-
Harden over Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but
Like, what?
I'm saying
Obviously, you're
but
taking
on
James Harden.
On that team, you got Kyrie and KD. You got Kyrie and KD to score. You don't need James Harden. Is what he's
Why
saying.
not have
the
three
Lakers-
prolific
That's not what
scorers?
I'm saying. No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying obviously it's better to have 3 scorers, but I'm saying they are considering taking Ben Simmons over James Harden for that pure reason that he would run the show and have them there. Like, you don't have to shoot. You never have to shoot.
Yeah, I mean,
Guys
yeah,
are gonna
that
let
would
him
work.
shoot.
That
They're gonna
would
let
work.
him shoot. They're gonna treat him the same way they treat Russell Westbrook. They're just gonna leave
That
him
would
open.
work, but then what happens when you? Okay, obviously you can't stop KD, but you can scheme up a defense that can. I don't know. Yeah,
you can't.
yes, you can.
No, you can't.
You can scheme up a defense that can rattle them a little bit, and it's gonna have to force Ben
run a
Simmons to
3-2
shoot.
zone.
It's gonna. I don't know about the
A
zone, but it's
1-3-1.
gonna have to force Ben
Okay.
Simmons to shoot the ball, and it's gonna be like, we need James Harden back. So fuck.
No.
And they're gonna be playing James Harden. James Harden be crossing Ben Simmons, making him look stupid, wishing he's gonna be crying back to his mama and back in Australia.
I just don't
I didn't
understand.
think-
I
I
just
mean,
don't understand how you guys think Ben Simmons sucks, but that's besides the point.
Because he can't shoot.
Because he
he's
didn't
not
shoot
very-
because he didn't shoot one layup.
He can't shoot.
So his
ever.
whole NBA career is defined off of one layup he didn't shoot.
Yeah, but
It wasn't
like
just one
Riley was
layup,
saying,
it was
he
that
just sucks.
series. Have you seen him
It
shoot
was a
free
whole
throws?
series that he lost them.
Have you seen? He might be worse than. No, he is statistically the worst free throw shooter in the history of the NBA.
Okay, and
Like Ryan, really think
And you
about
want
what
that
you're
on your
saying.
team?
yeah, over Russell Westbrook, I'm taking
Okay,
Ben Simmons.
they
Yes.
literally just hack him, and he just shoots free throws, and he goes 1 for 2 or 0 for 2. They did that in the playoff series, and that just fucked them up.
Well,
Correct.
like-
So that's why they said they lost him the series because he can't shoot
but he stayed on the court. So,
because he plays defense.
so is that his fault or Doc Rivers' fault?
It's probably Doc Rivers' fault. He's a dumbass coach.
A few moments later.
So, do we have anything else to say about the NBA trade deadline debate? I know it got into kind of a Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook debacle and everything, but are the Lakers, Nets? Do you think any changes are being made, or do you think both rosters are just rocking out with what they got?
Nothing major, I don't think.
Yeah,
There'll be
I don't
some
think
waiver
any.
claims and
Yeah, I mean, in 3 days, there's no way, right?
I mean, you got to look
there's
at
definitely a way.
there's a way. I mean, you got to look when the Cavs blew up their entire roster
Something's definitely gonna happen on the day
on the day.
on Thursday. Something that nobody's gonna expect, and I don't know if it's gonna be with the Lakers, but it's gonna be with some team. It might be with the Lakers, but something that nobody's gonna expect is gonna happen.
Because you know
Who would-
the GM's been working, but as much as he says, we're riding with Russ and this, they gotta add, they gotta.
No,
do something.
he's probably saying that just because he's been working and nobody's been taking the offers that he's been trying to get out.
Who are they trying to get for us? Does that information come out? Like, are
Any-
they like saying,
anybody
like,
that-
we're trying to get Josh?
Anybody
Hart?
Anybody
that-
that any other point guard in the league,
Bro, you just got nobody taking
I'll
a
take a
$44
fucking Ricky
million.
Rubio that just tore his ACL.
Ain't nobody taking a $44 million contract for it is. There's only one contract that matches up with it, and that's John Wall.
He gets paid $44 million.
He's on a $44 million deal too. That's why they're because he got paid. That was his contract he got from the Wizards.
Yeah, that boy cashed
He
in.
cashed out.
He got his money.
He's
He
not
said,
a
"I don't
shooter,
give
is
a
he?
damn
He can't
about
shoot.
basketball."
He can shoot better than
He actually developed a little bit of a better jumper.
Yeah, mid-range.
But he hasn't played for 2
I'm
years.
about to look up his stats. Is
But
he
he's
even
not
right
playing
now?
this year because of injuries. He's playing this year
He's
because
playing just because they basically said
they said we want to just ride out the young guys. But he didn't play last year because he got hurt, right?
yeah.
That's why I wouldn't take him. He's way too injury prone.
Yeah,
And
he
Russell
only
Westbrook
played.
don't get hurt.
He didn't play at all in 2019, and then in 2020, he played 40 games and then got hurt again, but was averaging 20.6 points, shooting 40% from the
I don't
field.
think Russ has missed 40 games in his career.
No, so is availability the best option? That's something you got to weigh out. I just wouldn't gamble on John Wall. It's like same player basically, and you have no idea what you're getting.
And I think think they will. I think Russ will do a lot better in the playoffs.
But you said they ain't gonna make it.
I mean,
So
the game slows down.
I did not hear what I said. I said I hope they will. I don't know if they will, but
yeah, the game slows down. I just don't know if you can trust them to play. But
If they
thing
do make it
is,
the 6th
LeBron
seed,
needs
who would they
shooters.
play?
if they make it to the 6th seed,
Yeah, who would be their the third best team? Would that be Ja Morant and them?
I think so.
Yep.
The Grizzlies are the
The
third
Grizzlies
seed.
are 30. They're not losing to the Grizzlies in the playoffs.
The only teams that the Lakers can't match up with are the Jazz and not the Jazz, the
Warriors,
the Warriors and the Suns.
Yeah,
They can't shoot. They'll just get outshot.
You can match up with them later in the playoffs because both teams have gone through it. You saw when obviously Phoenix made it to the championship last year, but you saw like they struggled a little bit down the stretch in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They had some scares and stuff like that.
Did you guys see what Chris Paul said about how hurt he was against the Lakers?
I did see that. He said he couldn't shoot.
He couldn't
On-
move
Oh,
his
yeah,
arm.
Or he said move his arm on that podcast.
He said
yeah.
when he initially got hurt, he went back to the locker room or whatever, and he tried to dribble the ball. He said he would dribble the ball and the ball wouldn't come up because he had no strength in his arm. And he said that one shot that he had where he was at like the top of the key, and he like throw like that. He said he just threw that bitch in. He said he just threw it because he had no strength in the
That's crazy.
Yeah, he said he just launched it and it went in. And he said he looked at his brother because there wasn't very many fans, and he said, "I had no idea how I made that."
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then against the whatever game 5 it was, the game that they said he was going to sit out, he told Monty Williams that he's not going to sit out, and he said he's not messing with that, and that if he decides to take him out of the game during the game, that's like, but he's playing the game and they end up winning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chris Paul's that guy when it comes to mentality.
Yeah, but anybody else through what is it? Through the 10 seed, Grizzlies, Jazz, Mavericks, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Clippers, Pelicans, the Lakers will thrash any of them.
Kawhi's never coming back, right, this year?
He's just never playing another game in the NBA. No, they're saying him and Paul George are probably gonna be done.
Yeah.
Paul George got hurt.
They're saying Paul George probably gonna have elbow surgery.
Yeah,
He
Tommy
always
John, right?
hurting his elbows.
Both of them always, yeah. All his shooting arm is.
It's his shooting arm again.
Yeah,
he had shoulder surgery on the shooting arm last year.
Got like a pitcher's arm.
Tommy John, right?
He got to switch arms. Just shoot lefty now.
Crazy.
But
crazy as hell.
Transitioning from the NBA, UFC 271, Adesanya Whitaker 2, middleweight bout for the championship this Saturday, February 12th, 10 o'clock. Pretty good main card we have on there. Adesanya Whitaker obviously is the main event on that card. First fight ended in a KO in the second round. Pretty dominant fight.
Mm-hmm.
Adesanya's 21-1. His only loss was when he tried to go up against Blachowicz to the light heavyweight. Didn't get finished or anything, but just kind of got manhandled on the ground and stuff like that.
I mean, didn't the guy weigh like 35 pounds heavier than him?
Yeah, he didn't even gain weight for the fight. He fought light heavyweight, but stayed at his exact same weight.
Mhm.
So he just got out wrestled and stuff like that. But as a middleweight, it's never been beat. 21-0. I mean, Robert Whittaker, he's had a couple good since he lost the belt to Adesanya. He hasn't lost. Hasn't also knocked anybody out. Just decisions after decisions after decisions. I don't see it going any other way than it did last fight. He may not get knocked out, or it may be take a little bit longer. But I mean, Adesanya's favored at -275. So
Yeah, I think I don't think it's gonna be a second round knockout. I don't think it's gonna be that fast. But I think it either goes a distance or a third round knockout, fourth round knockout. Yeah, third round knockout.
Yeah, I mean, when Adesanya knocked, he's been making a lot of he's had quick work against Paulo Costa was a second round knockout.
Yeah.
His last couple fights have been decisions.
But the thing about the Paulo Costa fight was he absolutely tore him apart. And I don't think he does that to Whittaker this time. I don't think he beats up the legs like he did Paulo Costa and outsmarts him and outwits him. Paulo Costa didn't try to take him down one time, and that's what they thought they thought he was going to do.
Yeah, but the thing about Izzy though is he's the best striker in the UFC.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So he's just gonna whatever you think his game plan is, he's probably gonna try to pick you apart some other way.
Yeah.
And with that Gastelum fight, which was probably his toughest fight to date in the UFC, he showed that he has a chin as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think, like I said on the last time we talked about the UFC, them Nigerians are nothing to play with.
I mean, yeah. Facts. You know what I didn't know? Their reach was so different.
Yeah.
I didn't know Whittaker's reach was only 73.5 inches. I mean, I knew Israel Adesanya was up in that 80, 79, 81 range, but
and he's also got 4 inches in height on him too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's crazy.
A fight that's gonna be crazy on that card, though, that I think a lot of people are sleeping on, is that Derek Lewis versus
Tosua.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa.
Yep, Tai Tuivasa, which is the guy that does the
shoe
beer. He shotguns the beer out of a shoe.
Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah,
that's the Nelk Boys fighter. Fighter, but yeah,
that's the Nelk Boys boy throwing him the happy dad.
He's
on a 3-fight knockout streak.
Yeah,
he knocked out Greg Hardy. I think it was 2 fights ago, and then his last fight just had another knockout. But he's going against the knockout king of the UFC and Derek Lewis, who has to date the most knockout wins in UFC history.
Greg Hardy isn't that the
he's on this card too.
He is.
Is it?
No, he's not on this. No, he's on not this card, an upcoming card. Greg Hardy gets knocked out pretty much every fight.
I'm about to say that's
why is he still in the UFC?
It's just a name that he just sells.
Talk about a real piece of trash human.
Jordan, I saw your face when I was talking about Derek Lewis. What do you think?
I was just gonna ask a question. I'm very indifferent on Derek Lewis. So, I obviously know he has the power. He's a very funny guy outside of the UFC. His interviews with Joe Rogan are legendary. I just don't know if he has the heart in him.
Right? We're not allowed to say that name.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Until the scandal's done.
Okay. I just don't know if Derek Lewis has the heart or has the passion that that Tua has. I think Tua is on a absolute streak right now, and I don't see Derek Lewis stopping that.
Well, you got to think Derek Lewis. This will be his 34th fight, and this will be and this will be Ty's 17th. I mean,
I'm trying to look up.
It's one coming up, and one that's kind of solidified. I mean, Derek Lewis already fought for the belt. He's already lost to he's already lost to the guys that have the belt and stuff like that. I mean, if this one doesn't go his way, this would probably be kind of the way out. Not won't be his last fight, but I think it'll just be the downhill side of his career.
And you know what's crazy? I'm actually looking at Derek Lewis's last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights. He's only lost to Gain in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
So like,
he wins his fights.
He's legit. He's legit. He's definitely legit. And I'm not trying to make it sound like he's not legit, but I'm saying, how much further can he go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
he's definitely peaked. Yeah.
And that's the thing, and he took Gain to the 3rd round. Like I obviously didn't know that.
Yeah, he's still the favorite to win the fight, but I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think Ty pulls it out. I don't like
Derek
even when Gane beat Derek Lewis, it wasn't like he didn't like necessarily get knocked out. He just was tired as shit. Like
so tired. Yeah,
he was just laying down like a fetal position. He was just getting hit the whole time. So I don't know.
And I think he knows. Like, I don't know how Ty's conditioning is. I can't imagine it. Spectacular. But
Duke lost.
Yeah, Derek Lewis.
Virginia hit us 3 minute or a second left.
Oh wow,
that's why
Duke just lost.
Yeah,
and then probably the 3rd fight on the card, but another fight that a lot of people that was supposed to happen, I think at the end of last year, which is the number 3 and number 4 middleweight, Derek Brunson and Jared Cannonier. Again, be a hell of a fight. 2 of the top contenders of the middleweight. Pretty even as far as height, weight, reach. Derek Brunson's 23-7. Jared's 14-5.
Brunson's a better grappler too.
Yeah, he's a better grappler. That's probably the toughest on me on the card, but
yeah.
I don't know. I think Brunson takes it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think Brunson takes this one too. I think he's gonna go fight Israel Adesanya next.
Yeah, whoever wins this fight will get Izzy next, just because. I think Vittori's I think the number 1 contender still, but he already had his chance and lost. So I think Dana will give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
I just
Patrick
got
Riley.
I don't really know anything about UFC, to be honest.
I was gonna ask, like, who do you guys have in the Adesanya fight? Like, do you guys have like a take on that?
I'm going with Adesanya. I like Adesanya.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty
I don't know who he's fighting. I don't take Adesanya over anybody.
Makes sense.
But I just got a notification that it said the 76ers are unlikely to trade Ben Simmons before the 22 NBA draft.
There you heard it here, folks.
Breaking news.
Sources
beat you to it.
Now he's gonna get traded on Thursday.
Riley's like the Adam Schefter of the Odd Bucks.
He's tapped in. So we'll finish this episode pretty much talking about college football world. Some stuff has happened. Obviously, National Signing Day happened. Buckeyes finished their recruiting class, but first thing we'll talk about is the powerhouse that Lincoln Riley is trying to create through the transfer portal.
Good. You said trying. Can't say it's a powerhouse yet.
Yeah, he doesn't. We don't know if it's going to work yet.
I'm saying, good thing you said trying.
But I mean, golly,
have y'all seen how many transfers they have?
13,
and they're all like big name transfers.
And they're all big names. Obviously, Caleb Williams leading that name.
Yeah, Caleb Williams leading it. Mario Williams, who was at Oklahoma as well.
Jerry Rice's son.
Travis Dye. Latrell McCutcheon, who I don't know if you guys ever watch Friday Night Tykes on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
He is, I think he's in the 3rd or 4th season, but he's one of the little kids off that show.
Oh, okay.
Where did he come from?
He was a freshman at Oklahoma last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shane Lee, who's the linebacker from Alabama, transferred there. They got a tackle from Virginia.
And they're getting all the California 5 stars.
Yeah. Linebacker from Auburn. Running back from Stanford, Austin Jones. I mean,
they got Damani Jackson, that one of the top recruits.
Yeah, top recruits out of modern day. Is this kind of going to change? I mean, you're probably not going to see many coaches do like big time coaches in college football leave like Lincoln Riley did, as far as being at one of the best programs in the country and then going and he was a very good recruiter and probably one of the biggest reasons kids went to Oklahoma. I mean, is like I said, they're trying, but it's a very high likelihood that USC could be very well back.
You'll heard it from me. They 100% will be back. Lincoln Riley will do the exact same thing he did at Oklahoma. If he's getting Patrick shaking his head, no, but he's wrong. If he's doing the same thing, getting all these guys coming in, same recruits, and they're gonna get better recruits because it's in California. They're gonna get the California recruits. All those guys that are leaving California because they didn't want to play for USC because USC's been bad. They're gonna want to play for USC because of Lincoln Riley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Patrick, why do you disagree?
Can't run with the big dogs.
He's gonna bring up Ohio State and Bama and Georgia. I didn't say they're gonna run with. I didn't really think Oklahoma could run with the big dogs. Really,
no,
they got
USC
embarrassed.
I think Lincoln Riley's gonna be there about 3-4 years and then go to the NFL. That's what I think.
I wouldn't be opposed to that take.
I didn't say. My question was not, is USC going to win a national championship? Or I
didn't say they were winning a national championship. I think they're going to be a great team. Like Oklahoma's always been a great team year in and year out. They're going to be a New Year's Six team, maybe hoping to get the playoff. They will go to the playoff basically every year because I think they'll win.
I think they will go undefeated.
What?
That they're not playing any out of conference games this year?
You think they're going to go undefeated this year and win it all?
No.
He just means undefeated in the regular season.
They're going to go.
I don't think. Yeah, the Pac-12. Oregon's not.
They're going to be like they're going to be like the new Oregon. I mean, it's the Pac-12. That's what
I agree. They might go undefeated, but once they get to the playoff, they're going to get mollywopped.
But Caleb Williams, I mean, is he that good? I mean, I know he was a freshman, but
he's pretty dang good.
This is their schedule. Pretty damn good. This is their schedule. So I didn't do this on purpose, thinking that their schedule was like this and said they're going to go undefeated. But it's Rice, Stanford, Fresno State, Oregon State, Arizona State, Washington State, Utah, Arizona, California, Colorado, UCLA, Notre Dame.
Their toughest
awful schedule.
Their three toughest games are Utah, UCLA, and Notre Dame. They play Notre Dame the last game of the year.
That's how, every year. Every year. That's like their rival. They play them every year.
They play nobody.
They play Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame's our only out of conference game.
Notre Dame is
out of conference. Only good out of conference game.
Every team only has one good out of conference game usually a year.
But it's Notre Dame.
Our toughest out of conference game is Notre Dame.
But we're Ohio State, so it's fine.
I'm just saying.
We're the Big Ten.
We are.
I'm just saying if they run the table, they're gonna get in. And I think they're gonna run the table.
They'll definitely. I think they'll be in.
They win the Pac-12?
No.
What do you mean?
It's not solidify them to get in at all.
So who's gonna get in?
If nobody was solidified this year because too many people lost in the Pac-12.
if Alabama and Georgia were the teams they are next year as they were this year, them two are getting in.
Okay, but
Guys,
one's
Ohio
go
not
State
back and look
undefeated.
every year that a Pac-12 team goes either undefeated or only loses one
Yeah.
game, they get in. The
Yeah, they're
Pac-12 is a
getting in.
great conference. Not great compared
I
to the
wouldn't say
SEC or
that.
Big Ten, but they're a
They're better
Power
than the
5
ACC.
conference, and they're
better than the ACC.
yeah, they're the third best conference.
I'm just saying, if Alabama and Georgia are the teams they were this year, again this year, yeah.
If they run their schedule, they're getting in.
Like I'm
Just
saying, it doesn't. If a undefeated Pac-12 team or a one-loss Pac-12 team win and they win the Pac-12, they're getting in.
No, it's not
Yes, it is.
Cincinnati. No,
Huh?
no. If we run the table, we're getting in. If Penn State runs the table, they're getting in. If Oregon runs the table, they're getting in.
If
Well, the
anybody
Big
from a Power 5 team runs the table, they get in.
Of course.
That's the Pac-12.
I think, huh?
It's the Pac-12.
The Pac-12
When
is not
when Cincinnati's in the Big 12, they run the table, they're getting in. They're not in the Big 12 yet.
If Utah,
Two
Utah runs
SEC
the table-
teams are almost guaranteed to go in every year.
No, they're
Not if teams run the table.
Jordan, they were only guaranteed because there was nobody legitimately good from the Pac-12. They were all 2-3 loss teams.
and
But
nobody
what
from
I'm
the
saying
ACC.
is, and you might be right. That's
That's the only
But-
reason why.
But if an SEC team has one loss and is clearly the better team, they should easily get in.
So I have a question for you. Why did Clemson always get in?
Exactly, and why
Because they ran the
Washington?
ACC.
Why did
They had-
Washington get
Wait,
in?
wait, 'cause they did what?
Why did
But they showed
Oregon get in?
repetitiveness where they were constantly the best team. They had a streak where they went to the national championship like 3-4 years in a
Doesn't-
row.
I'm
it
not
doesn't
even
matter.
What does that
talking.
mean?
Cincinnati, it doesn't matter what they did last year. They don't look at, okay, they went in 2018, 19, they're going to get no. Talking about this year's of work. If you
You
run
can't tell me, you're telling me that doesn't make any difference.
If
I
you
think
just
it
go
makes- I
based
think
off
they
what
look
the
at it.
committee
That
has
makes
done,
100% a difference.
Not 100%. What?
no, it makes a difference if they're
100%
looking.
that makes a difference.
No. If you're in a Power 5 conference and you run the table, you're getting
exactly.
in.
If you go based on what the committee has done, if
It
you're in
don't
a
matter if
Power
it's
5
Rutgers.
conference and you lose one game or you go undefeated and you win that conference, you are
You're
in the college football playoff. 100% doesn't matter.
It's dumb. So if Clemson
How's that
wins out
dumb?
this year, if
Say
Clemson
no,
wins
let
out
me
this
give you a
year, if
scenario.
USC wins out this
Hold on,
year.
Let me give you a scenario.
Hold on,
If
hold on.
Can I
Alabama,
give you one scenario? Can I give you one scenario?
Go ahead.
If Clemson wins out this year,
okay,
ACC champs. Ohio State wins the Big Ten.
those two are in 100%.
Okay.
Are they undefeated or one loss?
We play.
Who's we?
I'm not gonna name another Big Ten team. Alabama and Georgia play the way they played this year. Who's getting it?
No,
Who's the fourth
I
team?
think I know where he's trying to go. This is, I'll give you this. I think I
He's
know
trying to
it.
go with scenario of.
No, I'll
do
tell you
do
what he's
pick,
going to do.
You pick two SEC teams or do you pick Pac-12
No,
teams?
this is the scenario.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, this is the scenario. Clemson runs the ACC.
Okay.
Ohio State runs the Big Ten. USC
Yes.
runs the Pac-12.
Yeah.
So you're
just
saying-
about to say that, Ryan?
No, I'm just saying. And then you have 2 1-loss in Alabama. Say Alabama goes undefeated. Georgia's a 1-loss team, and then Georgia beats Alabama in the SEC championship.
Then
Now you
Bama's
have
not
2.
going.
Then yeah. So
You got to take the SEC
Bama's
championship.
going.
No.
Bama's still going.
No.
If
You're
no,
dumb.
if USC, Clemson, and Ohio State are all undefeated, all their conference champions, they're all 3 in. That sucks.
no matter what.
That sucks to whoever
Imagine
lost.
not putting a 1-loss Bama team in every year.
They don't deserve
The committee
They
would
don't
be idiots.
deserve
The
it. They
committee would be
lost in the
idiots.
SEC championship.
no,
The
Jordan.
committee
The
would be
reason that
idiots.
no, the reason they haven't been able to do that is because nobody else has ran their conference.
I'm telling you, man. This is all
A
hypothetical
3-loss
sit-
Utah team won the
This is
Pac-12
all
last year.
hypothetical scenario. Alabama will get in every year. They're a 1-loss team. If
No.
Georgia
No, they
go-
won't. It depends on the scenario of the other conferences and other teams. They didn't get in
I want this
They didn't
clip
get in
posted
one year.
on Instagram, and I want people to comment what they think. Because
What year did they not? They did not
think
get in one. They did not get in the year Ohio State got in when they lost to Clemson. They didn't get in that year.
Which
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
exactly. So they're
I'm
not
just
going to
saying.
get in every single
Alabama
year.
should
They
never be
lost
put out that-
one game or 2 games that year, and they did not win the
Alabama
SEC.
should never be put out the playoff.
what in
Why?
2019?
Why? Because they're Alabama.
Because they're
Because they have Nick
Because they're
Saban.
constantly the best team in the nation.
What?
Constantly.
Wait, which? I'm so confused. Which year?
Just
was
because
that?
they're so
Plus they lose.
Yeah, what if so they lose one
If
year
they
and they don't win the
so
SEC
game against
championship,
an
they should still be in.
undefeated Georgia,
That makes a lot of sense.
because Clemson has been predominantly very good the last couple of years. They should have been in the playoffs last year,
Yep.
right? They only
that
lost 2
doesn't make
games.
that's
2
not
games.
even close to the same scenario.
You're
We're
saying
talking
because
about
they're
if
constantly
Alabama
good.
goes undefeated and loses in the SEC championship against another SEC team, they will go to the playoffs every year as they should.
No, they won't.
No,
Why
they
Depends
shouldn't.
on what
Just 'cause they're
happens in the other
Bama.
conferences.
You sound like ESPN. You sound like Joey Galloway.
They are constantly the best team in the nation every year,
But
right?
if
What
they
school do you
lose-
go to?
If they lose,
I'm an
why are
Ohio
they-
State fan, but I'm a college football fan at the end of the day.
If they lose, how are they the best team in the country? If
other-
there's 4 other teams undefeated,
They lost this
Exactly.
year. They lost this year. Do
you
they
literally
turn out to be the
sound like
best team in
Joey
the nation?
Galloway.
This is you can't bring
We're
up this year
talking
because other
hypothetically.
teams
Lose
this year were not
were they
that
the best
good.
team in the nation.
We lost to
What?
Oregon and we lost to Michigan. So yeah, they're going to get in.
You can't bring
got
up
in
this
because,
year.
like
There
Ryan
was
said,
you're talking about
Pac-12 champion with
This
a
is what I'm
3-loss
saying.
lead.
They lost to Georgia, right? This year in the SEC championship.
He's not getting our point.
Did they win it all?
Our
they did
point
not
is,
lose to
everybody
Georgia in the
else in the
SEC
country
championship.
sucks.
They beat Georgia in the
Nick
SEC
Saban
championship.
Could get a chance in the playoff if he loses one game a year.
No,
All right.
he's not depending on.
He
No.
should. He is constant. Okay.
All right. This is where we're gonna post this.
That's crazy. That's an awful take.
Yeah,
So
by
no-
you.
so that's
by
an awful take.
you. That's a
So no-
terrible take by you.
I'm a college football fan.
So please comment. Please
does that
comment
mean?
in the comment section.
Alabama
Does Alabama get in every single year, no matter
because they're
what,
Alabama.
if they're a one-loss Alabama team, and doesn't matter what goes on in college football?
You should
You
put in
literally-
quotes.
you
According to
literally-
Jordan Orr, Alabama should be in the playoff every year because they're Alabama.
And I want Paul Feinbaum's face to be on JoJo's face.
With his
That's
big
what you
ass
sound.
ears.
Yeah,
And make him
you sound
bigger.
like- you sound like Dumbo.
And just have a Pinocchio. Just have his nose get bigger and bigger as he talks.
You know, like on
I mean,
Twitter
that's
when it's like
incredible.
like this picture, the ears are gonna get bigger, bigger, bigger. Yeah, that
I'm
was
trying to find.
well.
You guys are crazier than hell.
You are crazier than hell.
Since you're talking crazy, let's see how you talk about the Jim Harbaugh fiasco.
I'm actually.
And-
I'm starting to sweat. I'm so pissed off. I
And-
think my brother was bought out by ESPN and Paul Feinbaum.
He's trying to get a deal.
I sound like I'm at the floor.
Barstool, I hope you're watching.
Beach arguing with him.
Barstool, Dave Portnoy.
I feel like I'm at the floor Bama arguing with those dumbass hillbillies in Alabama.
I don't understand. All right, let's move on. Let's move on from the point because we can get stuck talking on this for 15 minutes.
Yeah, we won't
Because
finish.
you I don't understand.
We won't finish. We will be sidetracked. Jim Harbaugh decides on National Signing Day that he wants to go interview for the Minnesota Vikings head coaching job. And well, obviously there was a lot of speculation with him leaving and everything. He obviously went back to Michigan, also said that he was never going to do this ever again in his entire life. His offensive coordinator didn't seem to think too highly of that. Pretty much came out. I mean, if you are not being politically correct, basically called him a scumbag, which he rightfully so is. And he's now the offensive coordinator at Miami. So, I mean, do you think what Jim Harbaugh did and how he went about everything is going to affect the program more than he thinks?
Oh my gosh, absolute domino effect. That's what it is. I mean, and for the people who are listening that don't know the quote that Josh Gaddis said, I'll read it real quick. He sent this to some of his former Michigan players. Unfortunately, the past few weeks have told a different story to me about the very little appreciation I have here from administration. In life, I would never advise anyone to be where they're not wanted. It's a hard-hitting quote.
And he was obviously the offensive coordinator of a Michigan team that went to their first ever college football playoff, won the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
Offense played, pretty well than they have over the past few years. And for him not to be wanted, I mean, I guess it's a kind of a big red flag in their program.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at it kind of from a recruiter's point of view. If I'm committed to Michigan, or if that's one of my top 5 schools, top 3 schools on National Signing Day, and my head coach or soon to be head coach is getting interviewed versus being tuned in, I mean, or being at least, involved, you still have head coaches they don't know what decision is going to be made. They're still reaching out to these recruits, stuff like that. I mean, it's just a bad look.
Or even not doing that, even just calling the recruits and saying congratulations, or like, I don't know, talking to them the day of National Signing Day. He probably didn't do any of that. He's probably traveling and interviewing.
Yeah, I mean,
So
his interview was 9 hours.
9 hours?
what?
Yeah, the NFL interview was 9 hours long.
With the Vikings was 9 hours,
Holy crap!
Yeah, so
and he
that,
didn't get the job.
no, he said he didn't want the
And-
job.
Yeah,
He didn't
don't
get it.
know.
He just didn't want it.
I just don't know
I don't-
why you would still go there. I mean,
I obviously think there's going to be some recruits that don't want to go there because of how the whole situation is, and like probably some recruits were going there because of Josh Gaddis and whoever the defense coordinator was. So probably going to be some recruits, but bringing up Ohio State, like all those guys, there was like 7 out of the 13 early enrollees all have different position coaches, and none of them wanted to leave or anything. So I feel like there's obviously going to be some guys that go to Michigan just because they like were maybe diehard Michigan fans growing up, and that was like their dream school. So I think there's obviously going to be like a lot of guys that still go to Michigan, but I think they're still going to lose. Maybe
there were
5,
rumors
6 guys.
too. There was rumors that there might be more coaches leaving too. I mean, he lost his defensive coordinator too. He's going back to the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the question I was going to ask. Do you think this affects the program more coaching wise or player and recruiting wise?
Coaching wise, 100%.
I think
Does anybody
both
disagree?
pretty equally.
Well,
I think
why would
it's
coach,
all
I mean,
domino
I'm
effect.
saying it's probably gonna be a domino effect, like you said. Like it's gonna. I feel like what's gonna happen is these coaches are not gonna put up with it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's probably obviously with everything there's more stuff behind the scenes than we know. But if he's coming out and saying a quote like that, and he's the offensive coordinator, just imagine how the position coach feels, or the GA feels, or the assistant to the position coach. Like it's
even
the higher
if, like,
up, you should have a better relationship higher up you are. And if he doesn't have a relationship, and then a lot of these recruits, like Riley was saying, a lot of these recruits, yeah, the head coach has, a toll on, your decision, but you're ultimately with your position coach 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Right.
You are the only time you're with, unless your head coach or your position coach, was not likely unless you go to a smaller school like I went to. You're never going to see your head coach unless you're in a team meeting.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 99% of the time. Like,
yeah, you're always with your
practice,
assistant. You're always with your
practice,
position coach.
After practice,
always with them. That's like your second dad.
Yeah, I'm saying you hear your head coach talk to you before practice. He finishes practice, and then whatever team meetings you have, he's never in lifting, never in meetings, stuff like so. I mean, if you're having these position coaches leave and stuff like that, it's gonna start trickling down. So,
and I mean, think about like
start to transfer.
That's what I was going to say. Like, think about a dude that was teetering, like going to the NFL or coming back, and he came back to play one more year with him, or a 5th-year senior captain, or something. Like, I mean, how does that make the leadership on the team feel? Like, coach just abandoned us. Like, man. Yeah. And I think like that's going to create like a selfish culture too. Like, well, he tried to get his, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get mine. I'm happy.
I think it was just one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen from a college football coach ever.
I think in this world of college football, though, everybody is just trying to get theirs.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, Harbaugh, he's always been like that. Really, I mean, he kind of everywhere he leaves is on bad terms. I feel like the NFL kind of blackballed him in San Francisco, and That's why they said he came to Michigan because he couldn't get an NFL job. And every year, like every offseason, you hear Harbaugh wants to be back in the NFL. Harbaugh wants to be back in the NFL.
I just feel that I think it all started. I think this all started after they beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
His ignorance just started coming out. First of all, this is the first time you've ever beaten Ohio State. Then you got absolutely mollywopped in the college football playoff, which is karma because you were talking about how you own Ohio State for the whole month and that we're soft and this and that.
Ryan Day was born on third base thinking he hit a triple.
Right. I just think he got just too ignorant, just talking out his ass, talking crazy. I mean, but that's just how he is. No,
I think he's got a couple screws loose.
Oh, 100%. I think it'll be a very. I'm not even. That'll be something we talk about down the road, but the game next year will be very, very interesting.
It'll be very different.
Might get ugly.
Might get very ugly, and I think Ryan Day is.
I mean, not to talk about Ohio State and Michigan because we can make that a whole show if we wanted, but I mean, I don't want to talk too much about how different it's going to be because if we do remember the Ryan Day quote saying we're going to hang 100 on them, look what happened this year.
Yeah, I think
we weren't that good this year.
I don't think I just don't. I don't think you'll hear them talk about. I don't think they'll talk about Michigan.
Yeah,
very much at all.
I don't think so either.
I think Ryan Day is literally just gonna. I think he's gonna deflect it. Yeah, they're gonna be all about their business. That's that'd be the smart thing to do. Don't talk about it, just be about it.
And because we're Ohio State, we have that culture. We're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like Michigan doesn't have that culture of a winning team that's constantly in the top four. I know. We have adapted that culture now. Like where we expect to be in the top four teams at the end of the year, right?
Right.
I don't think Michigan fans have that same mindset. Like, do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
think they do.
Yeah, but it's thinking it and
doing it
the way you act and do it is two totally different things. Yeah. I mean, I'll go off a little bit of a topic real quick, but you guys know Chris Olave was on the I Am Athlete podcast today, and I watched it, and they asked him. They said, "What was your toughest? What's been the toughest thing you've ever gone through in your life?" And this is talking about from when he was born all the way up to where he is today. It's not the Michigan game last year. He said the toughest moment he's ever had in his entire life was when he slipped on the route against Clemson to lose the game. It's just he basically said he lost. And I'm not making this an argument about what we said about.
Bring that up
about one person can lose him the game, but he just basically said he lost him the game. No, but I'm just saying the Ohio State players hold themselves to that type of standard where that's the college football playoff is the most important thing to them. I mean, if for him to say that's been the toughest moment of his life shows how much how high they hold that standard.
Mm-hmm.
And expect that of themselves.
That point was perfect to what we were talking about.
Yeah. But talking about Ohio State, obviously we end every show. Bucks talking about the Buckeyes. Recruiting just ended. Ohio State finalized their recruiting class. They do have a good group of early enrollees that are there right now. Jair Brown, CJ Hicks, George Fitzpatrick, Caden Curry, Kion Grays, Devin Brown, Caleb Burton, Bennett Christian, Gay Powers, Kai Stokes, and Ryan Turner. That's the list of who is an early enrollee and will be playing in the spring game, which actually they just announced the date of the spring game, which is scheduled for April 16th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Couple names, obviously, that were in the class that aren't early enrollees, but just speaking of the class as a whole, who do you guys think is going to have? I know we talked about this a little bit, in the past. But who do you think will have the biggest impact, or how many do you actually think will be playing a role on the team? Riley has the number 3 held up, so he obviously thinks. What 3 do you think?
CJ, Sony, and Kenyatta.
Yeah.
I think our D line is young, so he's gonna get an opportunity. And if you got his man is huge. He's 6'5", 235. So he's gonna be like a Chase Young because they're gonna put weight on him. And then Sony and CJ are just freaks.
What's the white dude, the D lineman?
Caden Curry.
Caden Curry.
Yeah.
Curry, yeah, he's a beast too.
That boy different.
Him and I don't know.
I think
But-
Gabe Powers is gonna do pretty good too.
Yeah, but I don't think you can have 2 freshmen up. I mean, I think CJ.
No, you can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
if one of them plays, it's gotta be just one. Can't have
Right.
2 freshmen playing.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Personally, I think CJ Hicks is going to be the most played, most talked about, most valued recruit coming in.
I mean, he
He's
was
an absolute freak.
almost a 100. He's got a .9949 rating.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like hearing his coaches talk about him, how he played running back, safety, cornerback, wide receiver, linebacker. Like the guy just does it all. I mean, he's a freak, like Riley said.
So
Sony, he's still in high school, right?
still in high
Technically,
school.
but he's gonna be in college next year.
Yeah, he's playing basketball right now. He's graduating this year, and then he'll be there for summer.
Okay.
Talking about Sonny Styles, he reclassified and is still ranked the number 2 athlete in the entire class after reclassifying.
Did you see the one dude just reclassified too? Oh man.
Oh, the guy that has us as his top 5.
Yeah.
D lineman, right?
He's still the number 2 player, right? Or number
Yeah.
1 player in this
You know
class.
who
Something
I'm
crazy.
excited about is the dude that played with Bronny.
Oh, Luke Montgomery.
Yeah, he's got Ohio State in his top 6. He's huge.
I think CJ Hicks for sure, and then I think interior defensive lineman. I mean, we're young there.
Isn't that hero kid from Germany or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one name we guys didn't mention that was probably one of our signings that was after early signing was Amari Abor out of Duncanville in Texas, who Kenyatta's the number 7 D end, he's the number 4 D end. I think they'll pretty much go at it for that, whoever kind of pans out better. One person that
he went to Duncanville. That dude is a beast.
Yeah, that dude's a dog. One dude
position does he
that
play again? You said
plays the
D-line?
end.
Edge.
Bro, our DNs are going to be nuts.
I mean, I think obviously CJ Hicks has very high expectations because of where our linebacker room is at, and obviously I feel like he's gonna have an immediate impact. But you also, like with anything, you don't know what recruits are gonna pan out, what recruits are better at the next level, who's not. Obviously, the top guys probably will.
My boy.
One of the early
He's
and
6'3", 215. He's going to pan out.
My thing, real quick too, while we're on the edge rushers, I mean, Zach Harrison. I mean, with all these young guys, I mean, what do you do with him? Right?
He could potentially. I mean, he could honestly.
I mean, he's an athletic freak, but
he could potentially end up hurting himself a lot more by I mean, he didn't have a great year, but he could end up getting to the point where he doesn't get on the field.
That's what. Yeah, I mean,
depending where JT and Jack where they are. I mean, because those could be your 2 starting.
If they take off, he not playing.
Because those are who you expected after this year. You expected them to be the 2 starting DNs.
Right. I mean,
then you expect them to have crazy sophomore and junior years.
I thought JT was a interior in high school too, though. I mean, you
could.
remember
He's
when,
one you can move.
yeah,
in high school, they could play anything. They're just
Yeah.
too dominant.
No, yeah, but I'm saying like that rush man package that we used to have with Bosa,
4
Young.
DNs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we ain't seen that
we
in
could. Yeah, we
4 years.
hope we could bring that back next year.
I mean,
with the edge rushers we have, it's hard not to think, right?
I know. I mean, obviously, what Jim Knowles said.
Especially
I mean,
if the ones that would this year pan out, they should.
I mean,
And I mean,
And you had Jack Sawyer and JT on that, like, bro,
I'm not
dangerous
saying
on the
like
edge.
they were complaining last year how like Day was a little too faithful to the seniors and stuff. But if you got Knowles coming in, he don't have any ties to any of the upperclassmen. I think best guys playing. Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think Jim
no
Knowles.
loyalty.
I don't think. I think last year was a fluke how they had the offensive line. I don't think that is ever going to happen again. How they played, because they just did that to make DeJuan Jones happy.
Yeah,
and that's basically what Darren Mumford moved positions to make his friend happy and have him play. So I don't think they're going. I think they don't have the best, because I think Harry Miller he's a better guard. I think they should have moved him back to guard. I mean, even though he's a center, but I think he can play guard better than
Right. But you know what I was saying. Obviously, Jim Knowles came out and said that instead of being the reactors, they're going to be the ones making offenses react to them. I think one person to be on the lookout, which went to the same high school as Kenyatta Jackson, who's an early enrollee.
No.
Yes.
No.
Ryan Turner.
No. Is he that good?
First of all, you know Florida boys are different.
Yeah, but
second of all, he's a 6'3" corner, or he's
6 foot, 180 pounds.
Yeah,
so
he's a
not
6
that,
foot corner. But I'm saying he's gonna be up there. Denzel, he's doing the same thing. Denzel Burke was more highly recruited than he was. I think.
So what's he doing? What's the same thing he's doing?
I'm saying he's early enrolling, going up there early. Obviously, didn't start, but made a name for himself. I think.
I bet he transfers.
Who?
Ryan.
You bet he transfers?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They also got Jair Brown, who's coming in. Was in the number 28 corner in the class. I don't know. I think
You talking about cornerbacks? They also have that dude from Oklahoma, right?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Safety.
He's a safety.
Well, no,
he's a safety.
we might
I
get
thought he was
that
a
cornerback
cornerback.
too. We might get a
Tanner
cornerback.
McAllister.
no, the corner
We
already.
have two transfers: Tanner McAllister and DeMonte Tranium, who's playing linebacker, but he played running back at Arizona State.
No, the other dude that was in the transfer portal from Oklahoma State, he went to. He already committed. Somewhere.
Rockwell.
Where'd that 5-star from Alabama, the linebacker, go? Did he go to USC? The one that decommitted right after the national championship game?
I have
Bro, what was his name?
No idea. I know you're an Alabama fan, but I really could care less.
You said what?
I know you're a big Bama guy.
Bro, JT is 6'4", 270. He does not look like he's 277 pounds.
Well, he could have slimmed up to play edge if he was.
Shane Lee.
I already said Shane Lee earlier. He was
he
going
said
to
that earlier.
USC.
No, where'd that cornerback go?
Let me find
They
it.
had a
for you.
transfer corner from Bama.
No, Oklahoma State.
Oh, he went to Valpo.
Huh?
He's at Valpo.
LSU. I knew it was somewhere in SEC. LSU.
Oh, I thought he was at Valpo.
Jarek Bernard. But with that being said, any final takes on
The Ohio
recruiting
State
class?
Buckeyes will win the 2022 national championship.
Yes, they will.
Book it. What's crazy? Texas A&M is 35-1. Seems like they should be a little.
Just because of the recruiting class.
No, that's crazy high. We're 5-1.
Texas A&M
Is
is the favorite to win.
No, they're 35-1. If you
Who's
put
favored?
Alabama, Georgia, us.
Yeah,
Alabama,
Ryan.
Georgia.
We're higher. We're 5-1.
Oh yeah.
If you put 100 on us, you win.
What are
5.
they like? 1-1?
Who?
Bama.
No, it was like 2.5-1.
So book it. Ohio State's going to be the 2023 national champions.
If not, time for Day
Doesn't
to
make
go.
any sense though. Like they play all the year in 2022, but the games in 2023, so they're 2023 national champions when they should be the 2022 national champions.
Episode 5 finished. Wow.
Is it done? Rumble just offered Joe Rogan $100 million for 4 years.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And now episode 5 is out, everybody.
Tryna pull up my shopper. Got Allison and bitch with me.